Hey Taurus sisters, it's Amy K. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I think this is going to be a series of videos, so you might want to look for a playlist. I'm going to show you the planner that I'm using and why I love it, why it's working for me, kind of an overview. And I think in this video, we will also talk about goal setting. I think we'll narrow it down to goal setting, and then I'll make another video right after this where I'll talk about like the daily, how I use it on a weekly and a daily basis and customize it and things like that. So stay tuned for that. And even if you don't want to, you can buy this planner, but even if you don't want to buy it, we're just going to be talking about routines, habits, goal setting, and getting everything done. Now, don't forget, ladies, Taurus Sisters magazine is all about the fall feasts right now. This is the current issue. It is beautiful. It has recipes, ideas, inspirations, spiritual encouragement, lots of scripture, and even, see if I can find it, pictures of sukkahs that people sent to me from their sukkah last year, from last year's feast. So go subscribe, store.taurussisters.com. All right, so this planner is from Anne Elliott over at homeschoolingtorah.com. She made this for herself. This is her perfect planner because she designed it for her life. Then several months ago, I said, well, I want one. Order an extra one for me. So I started using this several months ago, and now she is selling it to the community. So I will link in the description below where you can go buy this planner. I will also link to another planner from another Taurus sister. Her name is Heidi Cooper from TorahFamilyLiving.com. Her planner is very different. They are both wonderful. It just depends on which one fits your life better. So I'll link to this and Heidi's in the description below. So when we talk about this planner, and Anne would tell you too, she made it for herself. I do not yet even use every single feature in this planner. I am working towards that goal. That's one of my goals, is to implement more and more of this. But what I'm using so far is so great, and my days are better when I use the planner. You don't have to use every feature in this planner. As I go through this, and I'll make, again, a set of videos. They'll all be on a playlist. I'll show you different features, but even if you don't use every single feature, it still may be well worth your money to buy it. And sometimes I'll show you how some features, I repurpose them. So Anne used it this way, Amy uses it this way. And so I'll show you how I do that. Because just because, it says something doesn't mean I can't cross that out and write what Amy wants in there. So I do customize this a bit for my use. Now, I will kind of just give you a quick overview, and then, like I said, we'll talk about goal setting. So the planner has a 2-page spread for one day. So this is September 2nd, Monday. So when I'm making this is tomorrow. This side shows the day, like what am I going to do at different times during the day, my to-do list. There's even a Bible reading plan, study notes, a key verse, prayer requests, and then a lot of area for just notes. And again, I will show you how I use this in a later video. It's actually too much to show in one video. And there's all kinds of stuff in here. If you homeschool, you will love the homeschool record. And there's things for field trips, reading logs, weekly report card. If you don't homeschool, you can repurpose this page. I'll just tell you right now, I cross off homeschool and I use this for habit tracking because it says day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the perfect place to track habits. So she has written in here Bible, Hebrew, music, history, science, and read alouds. I just write in the space, go for my walk, drink so much water, read so many chapters in a book, and on and on and on. Whatever new habits I'm trying to implement. And then I track my habits instead of our homeschool record because I do that elsewhere. So there's just a lot, hospitality ideas, gardening ideas. I will also link in the description below. She already has a playlist all about this planner. So I'm kind of just doing double duty, and you might really enjoy her videos more. They're very short and sweet. I'm going to give you more specifics about how Amy does it, but she might go through the features better than me, especially because it's in her head and I don't use all the features the way she does. So that's that's kind of the general layout, but I'm about to show you what's in the front, which is just some of what's in the front, which is really the most golden thing. So sisters, I want to be transparent. I'm not perfect at using this planner. I'm not even yet using it every day. Although even as I speak here, I'm convicted to use it every single day. I use it most days. And I can tell you the days where I slack and I don't use this planner, I don't do as well. I'm more frazzled. I don't get them. I kind of chase squirrels and I put out fires. And really the most important things don't get done because I didn't plan. I was not intentional with my time. My current system is I have my old system, I guess, is that I have a to-do list in Google Keep. I keep like this enormous to-do list. And I mean, there's probably 70 things in there. Obviously, every day. So here's my bad habit is I wake up in the morning, I do my morning routine, and then when it's time to work, I just look at my to-do list and I triage it. And I pick the most important fire to put out, and I'll do that thing. And when that thing is done, I'll look at the whole list again, skimming it. What's the next most important or the next most urgent thing? And that's how I get things done. Now, has that worked? Of course it's worked. Like I said, there's a lot of ways to do things. There's no one way to plan. It has worked. People tell me all the time, Amy, for a single mom, how do you get so much done? So I have to give myself some grace. My triage system works. But when I use Anne's planner, I do better. I'm not just chasing fires. And probably most importantly, I am much less stressed because I'm not looking at a whole list. I'm only looking at the items that I assigned for today or for this week. And what a better way to live. And then when I get those things done, I feel the freedom to do other things that I sometimes don't allow myself to have the freedom to do. Like spending more time cooking and things like that. It sounds weird, but I feel like I have to tackle my to-do list before I, try a new recipe and things like that. So I need to shuffle that, don't I? Now, a big thing that this planner has done for me is it's made me much more intentional about setting goals. So let's go there, because with a great big long to-do list, it's just triage day to day. Where's my goals? How am I reaching my goals? How am I even tracking that? I will show you, since this is a big beefy planner, there's 2 pages for each day. So this book right here is for 1 quarter. This is 3 months worth of planning. So every 3 months, I buy a new planner from Anne. And for me, I think it's totally worth it. It also gives me time to reevaluate my life because I have to sort of rewrite some things every 3 months. And that's intentional. That's what Anne likes to do too. So you write a family vision. It makes you revisit your family vision. What do you think your purpose is? Your vision. What is your biggest goal with your life right now? And that might change over time. So it's good to revisit that every 3 months. And in fact, this planner encourages you to go back to what you wrote every week. Because we should not do life like flying by the seat of our pants, as they say. We should be intentional. We should know what we stand for, who we represent, and what is the charge, the work that the Father has given us to do. What is the most important work? Okay, so then you sum up your family vision. And again, her videos go into this a lot more. You sum up your family vision. Now, this page right here, to me, is gold. And I'm still not great at it. I'm getting better at this. But my goals summary for this quarter, so for the coming 3 months. And after filling in the following pages, write a summary of your goals here for quick reference. So on the next pages, there's room for 10 goals. Quarter goal number 1, I'm going to write 1 achievement goal to work on. So I'm going to just sum up the goal, and then I'm going to write a deadline. And then what are my big motivations, my big reasons for making this a goal? And then list the first few next steps that we need to take to reach our goals. And by we, that might mean you and your family, especially you and your husband. and then a reward. How will I celebrate when I have achieved and finished that goal? And so I can write that in for 10 goals. I don't always have 10 goals. Sometimes I have fewer than 10. And these change. Sometimes they're a goal that is only, 2 or 4 weeks long. Sometimes it's a goal that's going to be a year or a 2-year goal. Sometimes it's a 3-month goal. So they can be short or long. Things that I'm already implementing that are like a daily routine in my life, such as like brushing my teeth, that's not a goal. Maybe for some of you it is. Maybe you're having, oral hygiene issues or teeth issues or something. You might have some sort of goal. But for me, the regular day-to-day stuff is not a goal. I'm going to give you some examples of goals that I might write in, or that you might write in. I notice I'm not showing you my planner. That's personal. You don't get to see my planner. But here's some ideas of goals that you might have. Maybe you're feeling the Father telling you to declutter your house. All right. Now, what we're going to see as we write down goals is then we're going to implement habits or a weekly task that will help us achieve that goal. That's how I look at this. So if I write down a goal that's just completely abstract, like love God more, okay, but how am I going to achieve that? I need to have a habit or something that helps me reach that goal. So don't keep your goal too vague or too ethereal that there's not something you can do. So focus on the goals where you need to work something into your life, because we're busy. This is the whole thing, right? We're all going to fill up our day with something. It's so easy to fill up our day and still not have enough time for everything we want to do. What this system is going to help you do is find and identify those most important things and let the rest of it let the rest of it go away, because it's not that you can only do so much, sister. So another goal that you might have, for me, it might be to get more subscribers to the magazine. So what would be daily things that I would do for that? I will, do this. I will make more videos. I will put out more content. I will do more blog posts. And of course, we all call this marketing. I will send more emails just now and then, reminding people in every email that there is a magazine. There's things I can do to help me reach the goal of more subscribers to the magazine. Your goal might be to cook more. That's one of my goals. So to cook more, I need to have a meal plan. I need to stick to that meal plan. I need to make sure I have a way to keep track of ingredients to shop for. Where are my recipes? Are my recipes organized? There's things that I might have to do to reach that goal. And what does cook more mean? I need to quantify that. How do I know when I've achieved that? And your goal might be to learn something new. Maybe you want to, I want to learn more about like end of the world medicine. So I have lots of books on my shelves about like when there's no doctor and things. My goal is to work through those books. So I need to set aside time to read those books and to study. If your goal might be something to lose weight, well then habits that you need to implement, of course, are exercise and time to meal plan healthy meals, and surround yourself with encouraging podcasts and things like that. Now, this planner, I think probably one of the reasons Ann and I love this planner so much is because we are running businesses, plus we homeschool, and all of these things. And plus Ann has a husband. So our lives are really full, but all of our lives are full, aren't they? So, some of my goals are business minded. And I used to think that I had to have one planner for my business, another for my homeschool, and another for just, household management. I have found, and I've tried that, it doesn't work for me. This planner, I'm doing everything all in one. Now, for example, we homeschool every day. It's just, that's a habit we're in. It is the first thing we do every day. We don't really leave the house and allow ourselves free time until the homeschool is done. So that's already built into our lives. So I don't really have a goal called homeschool my children every day. Now, during the summer, I had a goal called launch my homeschool, because in the summer, you know, we kind of take summers almost completely off. And then to start the next homeschool year, there's things I have to do. I have to order the curricula. I have to get rid of last year's curricula. I have to clean off the shelves, switch out all their books, make sure we have the supplies we need, schedule their online classes. They take some classes online, all this kind of stuff. I call that launching homeschool. It's a big initiative that I do once a year. And so it's something that isn't part of my regular life, and yet I have to fit it in. So I make it one of my goals. And that was a goal that only took like 3 to 4 weeks. Now, the nice thing I like about this is there's only room for 10 goals. Now, can you add more? Of course. You could add more up here. You could write down here in the margins. You can put a piece of paper in here and make it your own. But sisters, if you already have a pretty full life and you're trying to fit in too many things, you're not going to be good at any of these. So I try to keep myself to having fewer than 10. And then when one wraps up, then I'll allow myself to fill in the next line and maybe start a new goal, or to work harder at some of the goals that aren't yet done. So, you know, we can't go too crazy. As the retreat approaches, I host a retreat every year. I will have goals for the retreat because that's a huge undertaking, but it's not a year-round project. So I will have a goal for preparing for the talks that I give, a goal for preparing the programming or the stage presence, a goal for all the registration tasks and things like that. Because it's such a huge project, it gets like 3 slots in here, if that makes sense. You might have a goal for prepping next year's garden and implementing your garden, or whatever. I mean, I don't know your life. But if it's something that's, to me, the best way to use this is it's something that's sort of new or different or occasional. It's not already an everyday part of your life. So I fill in as much as I can about these things. And I find one of the most important things here is the next steps. Again, taking it out of being vague to what do I actually have to do. If I don't actually know what to do, I just sit around and be stressed about it and procrastinate and not tackle it. So whatever goal it is, what do I actually have to do? What are the next steps? Maybe not every step, but the next steps. And as you finish those, you can cross them off here and maybe keep going with the next steps. So here's how this works. You fill in all your goals in length here, and then come back here and just write, a quick summary of it. And then here's the beautiful part. We don't just make goals once every 3 months and just sit on it. And that doesn't work. You have to work towards it, and you have to fit it into your life. And this planner helps you do that. And I'm going to show you how. So let's go back to, the 2-day spread. Let's go to the day before. This is the Sunday page. The Sunday page is one of the most important pages in the whole planner. We know it's the first day of the week. And actually, this page right here, the weekly big plan. So I fill out Saturday night before I go to bed, I fill out this page. Or if it's a busy Shabbat and we didn't leave fellowship until 10, I might do this Sunday morning. But at the beginning of each week, I plan my week. And it starts with this page. And it says, what specific things must I do this week to reach my goals for this quarter? So I'm going to remind myself of my goals. And again, there's room for 10 goals because you might have set 10 goals. So and this is why my planner has bookmarks and like those magnet bookmarks throughout, because you consult back and forth throughout the week. So again, Saturday nights or Sunday morning, I will literally rewrite a few words to remind me of my goals. Let me say that again. I remind myself of my goals. If I don't do that, I will never reach them. So I write down the goals, and then what specific things do I have to do to reach each of those goals this week? So if my goal was to, well, I am actually working on losing weight. So, and that's a long goal. It's gonna be in there for a while. So my thing I might write down here is to walk every day and meal plan healthy meals and to-go snacks or something like that. So I will write that in here, and so on and so forth. I'm writing things down for each of my 10 goals that I need to implement this week. Something like the retreat, it would be, the next step. Okay, I've opened registration, tickets are for sale. Now we need to start the rooming spreadsheet and keep track of people's roommates. Okay, so I'm going to set that up this week, and so on and so on. And so I now have, this is the start of my to-do list for the week. So I don't go to my giant to-do list with all the squirrels on it and start filling in everything I'm going to do all week. I start with my goals that I was slow, careful, and prayerful to consider and decide that this is what I'm going to work on. Now, do I allow my flexibility, myself, to change and be flexible? Of course, life happens. But I'm going to start each week by reviewing my plan. And so every 3 months, I spend a good, 2 or 3 hours deciding what are my goals. Sometimes it is right to let go of an old goal because something more important has come up. But again, slow, careful deliberation, not chasing squirrels and other fun things to do. So I start each week with a to-do list that directly helps me achieve my big, most important goals. And then she actually has a check place where I have reviewed my family vision and my quarterly goals. It reminds her, and it will remind you, to not skip this part. This is the beauty of this planner. Lots of planners have room for, tasks and to-do lists. This planner keeps you on track with your goals. Does that make sense? Okay, and then the next spot is other things to do this week. So then I will go to my big, long to-do list and find what are the other one-time tasks that must be done this week. Phone calls to return and stuff like that. And then she has a place on here for meal planning. I will talk about that later. You can use it for meal planning. I use it for something different. And again, a little homeschool prep. But if you don't do homeschool, it's just a place to keep notes. You don't have to use what's already written in here. You have a pen, you can write in whatever you want. Okay, so that's the weekly big plan. So I fill that in. And actually I do my meal planning on Mondays, but I will fill in all the goals and all the important to-do list things. And then I start taking all of those to-dos and I start assigning them a time. I will go through my Google Calendar for each day and write down all the appointments I have, where I have to be, take Bethany to piano lessons. I write in all of those sort of hard appointments in, and just the things that I know have a hard set time. And then I can see each day what I'm working with. And so some days, like Tuesdays, are my family's busy day. We have piano lessons. The kids have their online classes on this day. They often go to their dad's on this evening. It's one of our busiest days. So as I look at at my weekly plan, and again, so I always keep a bookmark here each week. As I look at all the tasks to do that week, I'm not going to assign very many on Tuesdays because I just won't have time for very many. And why frustrate myself? So I will assign more tasks on the other days. And I can tell you more about how I do all that in another video, but I hope that this at least has helped you to understand why this planner helps you actually reach your goals. Because every week then, I'm assigning these tasks to my week. Some of them are things I do every day, like walking to lose weight. I do it every single day. Other tasks, like sending an email to get more magazine subscribers, I do that once a week. So that's something I do on Sundays, but it still helps me reach my goal. And so whatever your goals are, whether it's to declutter, get more subscribers, to cook more, to learn something, whatever, I think any goal that you could have, if you're having a hard time fitting in tasks that actually work toward that goal, this planner might help you a lot. So, all right, I will see you in the next video where I'll keep describing how I organize my day and my tasks.